The Nightingale and the Rose, second part. Suddenly she spread her brown wings for the flight and soared into the air. She passed through the grove like a shadow, and like a shadow, she sailed across the garden. Right. Now the Nightingale decides to help the young student by finding a red rose. She spread her brown wings open for flight. Flight means flying. And she soared into the air, flew into the air. She passed through the grove. Grove means a collection of trees. Like a shadow. Now you can see this simile. Like a shadow is a simile used by the writer to show the nightingale's subtle, soft, delicate movement, graceful movement, flying in the air. And like a shadow, the same simile is repeated. Then it is repetition. Like a shadow, she sailed across the garden. Sailed. Now you can see sailed like a ship. She sailed across the garden. In the center of the grass plot was standing a beautiful rose and rose tree, and when she saw it, she flew over to it and lit upon. Lit means sit. Normally it means sit upon a spray, a small branch. Now she begins her mission. She begins her mission of creating a red rose, or finding a red rose for the young student. She goes to the first rose tree in the student's garden. Give me a red rose. Sorry. She says, give me a red rose, she cried, and I will sing you my sweetest song. The nightingale promises. She does not have any money or any material, valuable material thing for a red rose. She promises her songs. That is the best asset or best wealth she has. Her song, her music. But the tree shook its head, said, no, no, nightingale, I do not have. My roses are white. The rose tree says, I am a white rose tree, therefore I do not have red roses. As white as the foam of the sea. As white as the foam of the sea. Like the sea water, sea foam, sea froth, I am white. Sometimes I am whiter than the snow. Snow means ice, simply ice. The snow or frost upon the mountain. But go to my brother who grows round the sundial, the old sundial. Sundial is a clock used by the ancient people to read times. Sundial. Refer to the internet and look for the pictures. There is my brother near the old sundial. Nightingale, you can have your red rose from him. He will give you what you want. Now you can see the nightingale first attempt of helping the student goes away. She fails, disappointed. But she does not give up. Don't give up things until you succeed. So the nightingale flew over to the rose tree that was growing near the old sundial. Give me a red rose, she cried. I will sing you my sweetest song. But the tree shook its head. Now the second attempt goes disappointed. This time, She goes to another rowan tree. Uh, she requests a red rose, but the tree says no, shook its head. No, nightingale, my roses are yellow. I am a yellow rose tree, as yellow as the hair of the mermaid. Mermaid. Mermaid is the uh, sea creature, half woman, half fish. Uh, my hair is as yellow as the mermaid's hair in the sea. The mermaid who sit upon an amber throne, yellow seat. Amber means yellow. And yellower than the daffodil. Sometimes my roses are yellower than daffodils. Daffodil is another flower of the color yellow that blooms in the meadow. Meadow means grassland. Sometimes my roses are yellow than the daffodil flowering, blooming in the grassland. And before the mower comes, mower means grass cutter. Yellow than the daffodils before the grass cutter comes, because he cuts everything with his scythe. Scythe is cutting tool. But go to my brother who grows beneath the student's window. There is my brother near the student's window. The yellow rose tree direct. So request the nightingale to meet his other brother. Perhaps he will give you what you want. Right. Then this way, the nightingale goes from one rose tree to another. Right. Now, I think this part we did last week. And I gave you the note also. Now you can remember the story. Now this part. The nightingale finally decides death is a great price to pay for the rose. Now you can remember the story up to this moment, right? Now you can see the nightingale's determined character, her sacrifice. Finally, she decides to offer her life. I gave you the quotation also, yet love is better than life. And what is the heart of a bird compared to the heart of a man? Right. This part is very important in this short story because it depicts someone's sacrifice, someone's determination, unselfishness in somebody else. Right. Now nightingale. So she spread her brown wings for flight and soared into the air. She swept over the garden like a shadow, and like a shadow she sailed through the groove. Right. Now, the same thing is repeated by the writer. Repetition. It's a technique, not it down. Technique. Right. Now, the young student. She goes back to the young student. Next part of our short story. Third action. Right. This is the part we have to do today. The young student was still lying on the grass where she had left him. Tears were still not yet dry. Now you can see the student is still there. He is still crying because fresh tears are still there in his eyes. Beautiful eyes. Now these are words spoken by the nightingale to the students. Note it down. Words spoken by the nightingale to the student. She gives her promise. What is the promise? Be happy, cried the nightingale. Be happy. You shall have your red rose. Please underline this part. Be happy. You shall have your red rose. I will build it out of music by moonlight and stain it with my own heart's blood. Underline. This is Nightingale's promise and also the greatest sacrifice she is going to do for someone else. For someone else. You can see she is a selfless, unselfish person. She is going to sacrifice her life for the students' desires, students' needs. She promises, don't cry, my dear boy. I will build it for you, your red rose, and I will color it. Stain means color. I will color it. Stain means color. I will color it with my own heart's blood, with my blood. Right? All that I ask, underline. Right? But the Nightingale has one request for the young student. What is the request? This is an innocent request. The student can do it very easily. What is the request? All that I ask of you, what I want from you, my request is that you will be a true lover. Please be a true lover. Don't be a false lover. That is the greatest honor, respect you can do for me. You can do for my sacrifice. Right. She further mentions, appreciates love. How? Love is wiser than philosophy, though she is wise. Love is wiser than philosophy. Love is the wisest thing in this world. No philosophy is wiser than love. Philosophy is also wise. She is wise. Now she refers to philosophy, personified. Philosophy is personified as she, wise. And sometimes love is mightier, powerful than power. Power is personified. Power means kings and queens, monarchs. Even love is powerful than monarchs, kings and queens, though king is mighty. Flame-colored, red-colored. Flame-colored means red-colored. Color of love. Flame is color of love. Note it down. Right? Are his wings. Now love has wings. These wings are red-colored and colored like flame. Again, flame-colored. Red is his body. Now you see, this color red is always associated with love. Associated with love. I think it is Oscar Wilde who introduces red color as symbol of love. Only after this short story, I think that red color comes to associate with heart, love, red roses, and everything regarding love. Right. His lips are sweet. The lover's lips are sweet as honey. As honey. And his breath, his breathing is like frankincense. Frankincense means some fragrance, some perfume. Frankincense is something used to create some fragrant sweetness, right? Frankincense. Now, in this way, the Nightingale promises to the young student that she is going to create a red rose for him, and he should not be unhappy. But she gives this message in her song, in a sweet song, the Nightingale's language. You know, Nightingale's language is her song. But the problem is this: the student does not have any knowledge about these nature songs, nature's music. because he is not associated with nature. He does not know anything about nature. He knows everything from books, but he does not know anything from nature. Therefore, he cannot understand the nightingale's message, the sweet message. Now, writer comments that the student looked up from the grass, listened, but he could not understand what the nightingale was saying to him. Please underline things that are written on the books, because for he only knew the things that are written down in the books. Are like you know everything from the books, but you do not know anything from your society, from your nature, your weakness. The nightingale, this young student, he also has the same weakness. He has a great knowledge from books, bookish knowledge, but he does not have knowledge from outside world, like the students today. You are also one like this young student, right? It's the writer's comment on education. This education is not overall education. This education is one-sided, knowledge-based. Today's your education is knowledge-based. That's why you have to face examination. Examination to test your knowledge. They hold an examination, right? That is not correct education, right? Only in Sri Lanka it is practiced. In other countries now, they don't believe in testing for examinations, right? They have other methods to test the students' skills and knowledge, right? Writers comment on education, on the young people. But the oak tree understood. Now oak tree, Nightingale's friend. Oak tree understood. She felt sad. He felt sad. He knows the reason. He knows the reason. He knows that the nightingale is going to sacrifice her life, because for he was very fond of the little nightingale who had built her nest in the branches. It is this oak tree that gives the nightingale protection. Nightingale house is their nest. Sing me one last song. He whispered, silently said. Whisper means you speak silence and softly, not loudly. Softly said, I shall feel very lonely when you are gone. Gone means dead here. Dead. Nightingale, please sing me your last song. When you are gone, when you are dead, because oak tree knows what the nightingale is going to do. She is to sacrifice her life. Please give me your last song. Sing me your last song. So the nightingale sang to the oak tree, and her voice was like water. Now you see again the beautiful simile used by the writer. To appreciate Nightingale's sweet voice, the writer says, like water bubbling from silver jar. Bubbling. Like water. Bubble. In silver jar, silver kettle, silver vessel, silver bowl. Now, silver is always associated with soft, sweet music. Silver sounds. Silver. Now, the writer says, Nightingale's last song to the oak tree is like water coming or dancing or bubbling or in a silver kettle or silver vessel, silver jar. When she had finished her song, the student got up, pulled a notebook. This is what you do. You are always ready to write down things. You are always ready to write down things. You need a book, you need a pen, right? Your bag is full of notebooks. You know that. Your bag is full of various types of pens and pencils, because you are going to write down everything. Everything what you are taught, what you are given, but you never use your head. You never use your thinking, right? Now here, this student does the same thing. He is ready to write down, put his comments on the Nightingale, right? Now, these are students' thoughts. Note it down, write it down. These are students' comments on the Nightingale's character. These are students' comments on the Nightingale's character. All right. Now let's see how the student notices, interprets, comments on the Nightingale. How the student comments on the Nightingale. You can see some comments are correct, some comments are wrong, completely wrong, because of wrong understanding, misunderstanding. Right? Now let's see the students' judgments, comments on the Nightingale's character. How far they are correct, how far they are wrong. Right? She has form. Okay, that's correct. Form means shape, a bird shape. Yes, all birds have bird shape, not elephant shapes. Right. Now, the student monitors the Nightingale's superficial appearance, shape. She has form. He said to himself, walked away through the groove. Now he is walking through the trees and writing it down. Okay, you can imagine the picture, how the student takes a book, a pencil, and writes, keep writing down things while walking through the groove. Groove means trees. That cannot be denied to her, denied, rejected to her. Yes, I agree with. The Nightingale has a shape. But has she got feelings? Now he has a question, a rhetoric question. What is the question? Has the Nightingale got feelings? Right? He has the answer. What is the answer? I am afraid not. No, I don't think. I don't think she has feelings. This is wrong. This comment is wrong. This idea is wrong. Opinion is wrong. Why? We know Nightingale is personified here and she has feelings. Human feelings. She is worried, she is sad, she is disappointed, she is happy. Sometimes she is sympathetic, sometimes she is empathetic. Therefore, this judgment, this comment is wrong. It's a wrong comment. In fact, she is like most artists. You know artists, people who love arts, writers, actors and actresses, painters, and all those artists, right? She is all style. She is all style without any sincerity. She has some style, some shape, but she has no sincerity. Now, this is also wrong. Honesty, open-heartedness. Actually, we know the Nightingale is an honest character. Honest character. She does not lie. She does not lie to herself or lie to others. She's quite open-hearted, right? She would not sacrifice. This is also a wrong opinion, wrong idea. The student says, the Nightingale would not sacrifice. Sacrifice means you offer yourself, mentally and physically, for someone else. You sacrifice even your life, your time, your energy, your talents, your skills, your money, everything for someone else. This opinion is wrong. Why? We know the Nightingale is going to sacrifice her life for the young student. She thinks merely of music. Another wrong idea. She thinks only of music. Merely means only. Simply means only. She thinks only of music. No. That's wrong. Why? Nightingale also thinks of true love and true lovers. Nightingale also thinks of other people, other people's problem, their worries, There are happinesses and unhappinesses. Right. And everybody knows that arts are selfish. Now, the student says Nightingale is an artist, therefore she is selfish. No, Nightingale is not selfish. Actually, she is unselfish. She is unselfish. Right. This is also a wrong idea. Still, it must be admitted, we must accept that she has some beautiful notes in her voice. Right. This is a correct judgment. Beautiful notes, beautiful melodies. Her music is beautiful. Her voice is beautiful. We must accept that fact. Now you can see the student only notices superficial aspects of the Nightingale correctly. Nightingale's inner qualities are understood in the wrong way, commented in the wrong way. What a pity. Oh, what a pity that they do not mean anything. They means the Nightingale's music. Now the student comments that Nightingale's music, songs do not have any meaning or any practical good, any practical usefulness. This is completely a wrong idea. Why? We know the Nightingale songs carry the meaning of true love. The songs have the meaning of true love. And these songs are practically powerful. Why? These songs can support creating a red rose. The student does not know that. This is completely a wrong judgment on Nightingale's songs. And he went into his room after this writing down. He went into his room, lay down, slept on his little pallet bed, and began to think of his love. After a time, he fell asleep. He went to sleep, right? Okay. Now, that is how the Nightingale and the students interact each other. The Nightingale is ready to offer her life for the student's need, but the student does not understand that fact. Therefore, he has some wrong judgments on the Nightingale's character, her deed. Right. That is the end of this part of the short story.